Hi guys, it's Hailey, so welcome back to my channel. It's been a busy past couple days. I went to go see it yesterday, and so that was a lot of fun. I was supposed to go see it on the premiere, but some stuff got in the way, so I didn't. But I got to see it the day after, so that was really cool. I was really looking forward to it. So that was fun. I liked it. It was pretty good, and I just got back from a wedding like not too long ago, so I kind of look like crap. Like my hair just looks really, well, now that I say that, I feel like it doesn't. I feel like earlier it looked really bad when I got home, but I'm just super tired. I've been like kind of out all day because it was my grandpa's birthday. So we went out to dinner, and then, like I said, I went to a wedding. So this video is something I thought of not too long ago, and I was like, hey, that's actually kind of a good idea. So this is going to be my top 10 favorite Motionless songs. So, I'm trying to think if there's anything else interesting to share with you guys. I guess I can't really think of anything. So, let's jump right into it. So, number 10. Okay, first of all, before I get started, I want to mention how hard this list was to make. I feel like my top 4 Motionless songs are like a given. Like, they're super easy for me to like know were my favorites, but the rest of them were a challenge. Like, I feel like I left off a good 5 songs that was like killing me not to put in, because I was like, no, but this song is like my favorite song, but they didn't make the cut. So there was like 5 songs that didn't, which was really upsetting and like confusing, but I am positive that these 10 are my 10 favorite Motionless songs. So anyways, let's like backtrack. I was saying number 10 is Break the Cycle. So this song, it's funny, when Reincarnate dropped, I actually was like I liked it. Like, I liked this song. I didn't dislike it, but it wasn't necessarily one of my favorites on the album. And there were some other ones that actually were, like Carry the Torch and Contemptuous were my favorites on the album, and these, like, songs don't even, not these songs, but this list doesn't even have either one of those on it. So, I feel like Break the Cycle actually became one of my favorite songs when they made the music video for it, because it came out in a really big time of need. I needed to move out of my apartment that I lived in with my dad and stuff at the time, because there was a lot of, like, I'm not going to get too much into it, but there was a lot of personal stuff going on at the time, and I really needed to get out of it, and I needed to grow the strength to break the cycle that had kept happening. And I feel like that song, not the song, because the song was already out, but when the music video dropped, it was like the perfect day that it dropped, that I was like, wow. And Emotional Swine has always done this to me. Like, I feel like I've always discovered songs by them at a time of need. Like, when I first fell into Emotional Swine, another song on this list I will explain, I found, and I was like, wow. Like, I had never heard the song before, and when I first heard it, it was so perfect to the time. So, anyways, I'm not going to keep rambling, but that is why Break the Cycle is on that list. Was it came at a time that it was very needed, that it almost felt like it was like, wow, like, that's crazy how much it fits the situation. So that is why that is on there. And some of the songs aren't that deep, but that one is. So number 9 is Black Damask. Black Damask is a song that is so underrated by Emotional Swine. I feel like that should be like one of their like top, like, I don't know, just their like huge songs, you know, like the ones that everyone knows, but it's not. And it's funny, I feel like I actually owe this one to my boyfriend, why I like this song so much, is because I actually think this is my boyfriend's favorite Emotional Swine song. And when he listened to them before him and I started dating, but when, I think it was when Infamous came out, or he started listening to them a little bit more because of me, and he heard Black Damask and was like, wow, like, this song's really good. And had always just expressed a liking for it, and I always liked it, but after that I realized, just like, god damn, like, song is so amazing. And so I feel like sound-wise and lyrically, that song is just, so that's why it's number 9. Number 8 is She Never Made It to the Emergency Room. So if you're an old Emotional Swine fan, you've heard this song. I used to have the shitty version with like TJ Bell like in it, like when TJ Bell was still Emotional Swine on my phone. Well, actually that's when the song was made, but I had one where like TJ's like in the vocals. I have, I think, the newer one now, but point is, this song has been one of my favorites since the beginning. I don't know why. I feel like it doesn't sound as good as some of their new stuff, but it's always been like a go-to for me, and I've always loved it so much that I couldn't not have it on this list. Number 7 is Eternally Yours. which is kind of shocking, but I feel like since Eternally Yours came out, I knew it was one of my favorite songs they've ever written. It was a different perspective than they usually write on. Motionless in White's always a very, like, aggressive band. I mean, I know that sounds like, I don't know, edgy or whatever, but they're very, like, all their music's very aggressive and very, like, angry lyric-wise, and that was one of the first ones that wasn't. And that's not why I love, you know, all of Motionless in White's, like, built up, like, anger songs and stuff, but this one, sound-wise, was different than anything they ever made, and lyrically, I loved it, and just everything about it. I love Eternally Yours. I haven't been able to stop jamming it since it came out, so. Number 6. So this is the other one that has kind of a deep meaning to me. This is Cobwebs. So, like I said, when I was first, like, I don't know, I probably listened to Motionless in White for like 2 years, but I wasn't so deep into them that I knew every song, everything, you know. And I was finally, like, realizing this band was kind of my everything, so I was downloading all their songs on iTunes, like, the few that I didn't have. I think I only didn't have this and, like, London in Terror or something, and I was downloading this at a time that I literally had, like, no friends. I just lost my friends this week, like, every friend that I had. Like, I had to go back to school in a few days without any friends. I was sick with pneumonia, and when I was gone, well, it wasn't full-fledged pneumonia, but I had, like, the flu for, like, a really long time, and I never went in for it to the point that I got, like, pneumonia from it, and, so I had to stay home from school for, like, 2 weeks, and in those 2 weeks, all of my friends basically, like, had talked about me behind my back, and I came back to school having no friends, so I was really depressed, really, really, like, I was, obviously, anyone's gonna be upset. I had no friends. I felt like no one liked me, and I kept just, like, looking in the past and how things had changed, and just, like, my life was already just kind of changing in a way that I wished it hadn't, and I just couldn't let go of the past. And this song, it was like, I feel like the day that I was feeling that the most, I found this song, and I remember I, like, started crying when I heard the lyrics, because I was like, God, it's like it was, like, written for me. I know it wasn't, but it felt so, like, deeply connected to me, and so that song still has served a lot of relevance in my life at times, but it will always be one of my favorites. Cobwebs is amazing, and yeah. Number 5, Scissorhands. How could I not have Scissorhands on there? Edward Scissorhands is one of my favorite movies. Motionless in White's my favorite band. Come on. Favorite band writes a song about my favorite movie. It's got to be on there, so. I used to think that was so cool. I used to trip out on it when I watched Edward Scissorhands. It shortly became one of my favorite movies afterwards, and I was like, that's so sick. My favorite band has a song about my favorite movie, so that's plain and simple why that's on there. Number 4. I'm reading these off of a list. I'm not going to try to fool you guys. You guys are seeing me looking down. I'm reading them off of a list. If I thought of this off the top of my head, I'd be like, wait, what was this one? So, I'm reading them off of a list. That way I don't, like, mix up the order that they're in. Otherwise, I'm going to, like, change my mind later if I overthink it too much. So, number 4 is Cinematic. Cinematic, honestly, doesn't have any relevance to me. I feel like I've never, I mean, maybe a long time ago connected with it, but I don't connect with it at all, lyrically. But it's always been such an emotional song, and I feel like it's always made me, like, I've seen Chris play it live, and I wanted to cry because, like, the emotion he was portraying when he was playing it, and that song, sound-wise, has always been one of my favorites, and lyrically, I love it lyrically so much, even if I don't relate to it. It's one of those things I don't really have to relate to, but I am so in love with that song. I actually was debating whether to put the acoustic version of Cinematic or the original. This is going to be the original, but I love the acoustic. The only thing about the acoustic is there's some points that I don't like the way his voice sounds. Like, there's, like, a few things he'll say that I'm like, ooh, I wish he didn't sound like that, but I feel like I really like the Cinematic acoustic because you can hear, like, the pain in his voice, and I'm like, oh God, but the original has to be on here instead. I'm sorry, but number 3 is going to be Fatal. I feel like all of the, like, diehard Motionless in White fans love Fatal. It's just the way it is. That's why every show that they've ever played Fatal at, Chris is like, this goes out to our diehard fans. I love Fatal because, sound-wise, it's so incredible. I feel like it's, like, the core of Motionless in White sound. Like, it just sounds, like, so, it doesn't sound different necessarily. Like, it totally sounds like the epitome of a Motionless in White song. But it's so good. And, the song's one of my favorites just because I've always been super into it. And I feel like a lot of people didn't know it. Like, they didn't know the lyrics or anything because they just didn't, invest in Motionless in White. Like, some people don't. I mean, I'm sure there's bands I listen to that I don't know every song for. So there's like those type of fans, and so that's why Chris, whenever he's played the song, he's always been like, you know, this goes for the diehard fans. And one time he played this at a concert that I was at, and I was so pumped that he was playing this because I never thought he would, since it's, you know, a deluxe edition CD that this song is on. And I know every lyric, and I was just like yelling every lyric at him, and Adrian was recording it, and Adrian stopped literally right when Chris came up to me, and Chris was like pointing at me and singing it for like almost a minute, and it was so beautiful, and it felt so cool. So that's a good moment, but in general, the song is amazing. Number 2 is Immaculate, Misconception. I'm not even gonna, this video will go from a 10 or like 15-minute video to like a 25-minute video if I talk about this. This is for another video if you guys are interested. But point is, Immaculate Misconception literally gave me the balls to get through some really hard situations I don't think I would have gotten through without it. It just, I feel like it sparked something inside me that made me want to like be like stronger and be tougher. So that's, to put it simply, but this song is just like, it was years ago too, but this just always reminds me of it. And I feel like this song made me feel so strong in a time that I felt so weak. And this song will always mean the world to me. Chris actually hasn't been playing it the past few tours that I've seen them on, and I really hope he brings it back, because Immaculate Misconception is just, I mean, a part of that. It's totally, like, I feel like that's a video that made Motionless get really big, but that song is just so amazing, and it'll always be one of my favorites. And we're at number 1. Number 1 is 570. I knew from the moment that, like, when I first heard the song, I was crying. Like, after I finished it, I was just sobbing. They released it at like 3 in the morning, and I started hearing it, and I was like, oh no, I got scared. For some reason, I wasn't digging it, like, the first, like, few seconds, and I was like, what is this? Oh no, I'm scared. And all of a sudden, I was like, oh my god, wait, no, this is amazing. This is, like, the best thing that they've ever made. And through, like, the song, like, just playing and it ending, I was bawling. I feel like lyrically, this song is, you know, it's about, like, their 10 years as a band. And me being around for 8 of those 10 years makes the song feel so, like, obviously I don't connect to this song, like, because I'm not a part of this band, but watching these guys grow, this song has just, every time I hear it, my heart overswells with, like, love. Like, I just remember how much I love these men. And I know it sounded weird, these men, but, you know, I love Motionless so much, and every time I hear that song, it's just a reminder. And, when I first heard it, I was just crying, because I was like, oh my god, like, I feel like the lyric when Chris is like, and nothing will replace those lessons learned as I stood with my brothers on the side of the road, I feel like that really got me, and it always does. It's like my favorite lyric in the song. But, I actually want a tattoo for that song soon, but ever since I was, like, finished hearing it, because like I said, the first few seconds I was kind of like, what? Oh no, I was confused. But afterwards, I knew it was my favorite thing they've ever released, and I still agree with that. It's just, sound-wise, too. Sound-wise, I think it's the best thing they've ever put out, and lyrically, it makes me feel something, like, and I think it's such a beautiful song. So, number 1 on the list. Like I said, this was hard. This was a hard video, because there was a few that, like, killed me not to put on here. It was a very tough battle, but these were the final ones that made it, and they are definitely my favorite songs. So, I would love to hear what your guys' favorite Motionless songs are. Leave them down in the comments, and as always, thank you for watching. I probably look very chunkified because I'm, like, wearing this big-ass AFI hoodie that I got when I saw AFI, but it's really cute and comfy, and after being in, like, heels and a dress for that wedding all day, you know my ass had to change. So, that is it. I hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, I have been editing my videos the past, I mean, I finished actually all in one day, but one day I hit it really hard and I added thumbnails to all my videos. So I think it made my channel look a little bit better, and I'm really happy with it. So, I thought I'd let you guys know that if you didn't already notice it. Yeah, so that is it. I will see you guys on the next one. I love you guys so much. Bye.